All right, welcome back to my channel, The Awakening for Life, representing the underdog. I'll be your host, Nate, with a lot to say. Don't forget to rate, comment, with the subscribe. Appreciate you guys for taking the time to listen to this video for this evening. Yes. And I'm thinking about doing something differently, particularly more towards the youth. And mothers and fathers, if you have sons and daughters that are thinking about the street life, or thinking about being a follower, or thinking about living up to this so-called rap culture that we have today, this video is more catered towards them, age appropriately, of course. Myself, I basically had experience on the right side of the law per se. I seen things from the outside looking in. I was in poverty-stricken neighborhoods, things of that nature. So I thought I'd go out here and throw some knowledge to them. Because obviously, our youth of today is very important. And a lot of times we like to mold and shape a kid to our way of thinking, not understanding that, your kid may have a goal of their own. They may have a vision of their own. And it's like, the more we try to mold them into our way of thinking, the more we push them away. And when we push them away, they wind up going to the streets for the comfort. And we already know that the streets won't show any mercy to anybody who dares to set foot in there. There's no loyalty. So I will humbly ask if I could take this time to speak to them in a way that will empower them, but hopefully that will prevent them from going down the wrong path. And so with all that being said, I'm gonna give you guys a little time here. For all the kids, make sure you grab your soda, your popcorn, take time, listen to the message. All right. So I'm gonna go on here and make a couple mistakes on this one, but I'm gonna try to get it out as me being me. All right. Now that everything's been said, listen to your parents, especially when they try to put you on some real game. Now you may be asking, well, who is this person? Who is this? I got leverage in the game. Listen, I'm just a person that just seeing things from the outside looking in, and I'm hoping that I can throw some wisdom or some insight. That's all what it's about. I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes. I'm just throwing my little perspective out here. Now, right now, some of you basically glamorizing the people at the top. You're looking at this rap game and you be like, the person like, showing their gold teeth and they doing this and they flexing, they throwing their money. They got the ice in their mouth. They got the gold chains, the rings. They got the women out there, dancing and everything with all type of moves, expensive cars. And you say to yourself, you know what? I want to be him. Yeah, I want to be him. Or I want to be her. I want what they got going on. Or you might see some of your homeboys and some of your homegirls out here stunting with the latest of this and the latest of that. They stunt with this and they stunt with that. You be like, man, I've been trying to do it right. I've been trying to do it like this the whole entire time. But for some reason, they seem to got more than me. I can't understand why I'm losing. I can't understand why I'm getting the short end of the stick. So what happens, all this starts to creep in. You be like, I got to go on here and be like the next man. I got to be like the next woman. I got to get out here and show what I could do. And I'm going to give you an example, one of many, how this type of thinking could lead you down to the hole of no return, per se, right? Because in my day, I don't know if they still have it. I mean, pretty much it goes on, but they had home invasions, right? So you have people that go in people's houses because they feel the need to either be desperate, all type of situations, right? So they go in there with the intentions to steal 20, 30, 50, whatever they can manage in order to take it back to their crib. And see, this can go bad several ways, because the moment you step in someone's house that you know nothing about, they gonna be right there waiting on you and go, pop, pop. That's it. You have been eliminated. That's the end game. There's no going back. This ain't Grand Theft Auto Infinity, all right? You don't get multiple lives in order to do it again. This is it, right? This is done. Or you can go in there with the intentions of trying to make it out big, and lo and behold, you managed to get away, but wait, there's more. Now there was an elimination in the process. So now Based on the robbery charge, now you would add another one to it, which is the elimination charge. So now you're looking at what was supposed to be 15 to 20 years. Now it's probably about 65, 70 plus years plus life. That makes sense, right? But you decided you're going to roll with it anyway. You're going to do your thing. And that one mistake, that's all it takes, one mistake. That's all it takes of you falling this person, you falling that person. Remember, in the street game, there is no loyalty. There's no loyalty among thieves. It's every man for themselves. This is why, when it comes down to your parents, they're going to be the realest people that's going to be in your corner. And I'm going to explain a little bit later on in this video. So you go in there with the intentions of trying to come off with some money. Now, keep in mind, short-term gain. You coming in there to get 20, 30, 50 bucks what it is, but now that's elimination. So now you go home, you sweat, you in disbelief, you trying to figure out what's going on. And then by the time the forensics, the DNA, the detectives, law enforcement do their job to get all the facts, what do you think they're going to start doing next? They're going to start making them phone calls. They're going to start speaking to people. They're going to start putting this together and putting that together. We live in a world where everybody got cameras. There's cameras everywhere. Even when you think it ain't, there's cameras everywhere recording you, watching you, your every make, your every move, the things that you want to do. So now, you get a knock on the door one day, you sleep. Getting out groggy and everything. Boom, boom, boom. You go ahead and open the door. We're gonna need you to come with us. Oh, do you have a warrant? Yeah, we got it right here. We need him to come with us. Or we need her to come with us. Because now they got you. So next thing you know, hands behind your back. Get escorted into the police car. Now, this is the fact why I say that there's no honor among thieves. That is every man for themselves. When you get into the interrogation room, that's when law enforcement and detectives are going to really start getting into you. And of course, you ain't ready for it because you caught off guard. You didn't think it was going to make it back to you. So then they got your homeboy, they got your homegirl in the other room. Now it's a race of who's going to spill the beans fast. Who's going to be the first one to tell? Who's going to be the first one to give me the information as a detective that I need to know? So that I can make the best case of judgment where to put people in and where to start the convictions. Because you ain't going to walk out once you get in that interrogation room. No, you're going to be in it. So then they're going to go to your homeboy. They're going to start asking him his story. Your homegirl and asking the story. They're going to start getting all these testimonies together. Well, listen, if you go ahead and you give me the names, give me the details, give me the this, you might walk away with at least 20 years. Now, keep in mind, when you're young, you can't even comprehend what tomorrow looks like, let alone comprehend what 2 weeks look like, let alone even a month. So how are you able to comprehend what 60 or 70 years look like for you in a box, in a 6x9? Nothing bigger than this right here, with a toilet here, with a bunk bed here. How you gonna comprehend that amount of time without crashing out? And then they know that, so what they do, they get a box of Kleenexes. Basically, just to put it out here, we're gonna pretend it like this is a box of Kleenexes right here. And they just say, hey, take your time. Because they know in their mindset that you're gonna be in there for a long time. They know that it's a wrap, no matter what you do, right? So you trying to process it all, but still you want to show that you have this tough guy or this tough girl image because of what you see on TV, knowing that that's not you. You only going by what you see. You going by what people spoon feed in your mindset. So now you in a bind. Now you in a situation, right? And the thing that I have to say here, right? That 20, that 30, that $50, or the intentions of trying to make it big to go in there for, you could have made that time and time again had you been patient, had you worked with somebody who was trying to put you on, or got with a company that basically said, hey, I can wash your car. How much? I can charge you, what, $20 to wash your car inside and out. It's legal money. It's legal money, right? And legal money means that you ain't got to do all of this. You ain't got to look over your shoulder. You ain't got to worry about somebody going to come and take it from you. You see? You ain't got to worry about all that because you earned it. And when you earn it, you can sleep good at night. When you can sleep good at night, then you live to see another day. You're free another day. Your health, safety, your freedom, right? But anyway, here you are in the interrogation room. Got your Kleenexes right there. You might as well wipe your face. Detective come up and say, based on this and this and this, you're probably looking at 60, 65 years, maybe even life. So a minimum and a maximum. But you already know that they're going to try to hit you with the maximum, right? Just because. They're going to throw the book at you. So, day comes, you walk through the courtroom. I guess they have you looking somewhat presentable in front of the judge. And the thing about it, if it was a senseless crime, you not only ruin their lives, you ruin your life, and then you ruin your family lives. And your family are going to be your day one soldiers, right? The family is going to be day one. They're going to be there with you through the thick and thin, through the ups and downs. So, by the time the proceedings go through, testimonies to this, to that, all rise. Now it's time to stand 10 toes down because this is what you signed up for based on what you pretty much signed up for. You signed up for this particular lifestyle, so now you're going to be reaping the benefits, what comes with that lifestyle. Now you reap it, right? Now you say, oh yeah, I'm thugged out. Now you said I'm iced out. Now you said I'm blickied up. Now you said I got all this stuff. Now it's time to see if this holds true. All rise. Here we go. Everybody's standing up. We, the jury, finding the defendant guilty. You're going to hear one side that's going to be clapping because they got justice. They got justice for their people. The other side, you're going to be hearing weeping. They're going to be crying because they know that they won't be able to see you again. They know they won't be able to hold your hand again. They know they won't be able to hug you again. So there's certain things that comes with your absence, right? All choice. So now you affected them, you affected your family, you affected yourself. You can't progress, you can't move on. So now here we are. You looking in the background, you got your tears going. Some people have the tears, some people try to hold them and save them for later when they get into the holding chamber, the holding cell, per se. And you're going to see a whole bunch of people around you that has similar charges. Some may have even harder charges than you, right? But regardless of what the situation, there's no happy news that's going around. Those people are going to be going through it. So now, here's the bus ride to the big house. Now you have no blicky. You have no hands. You have no thinking capability, right? You have no heart. So you going in there fresh without anything. You go up in there, automatically people going to be looking at you up and down. They're going to be ready to test you to see you stand on business. You're going to have to get down for any little thing and every little thing. It could be something as this toilet paper right now. You might have to do a knuckle battle for this. I'm being real. You might have to go through it for some toilet paper. For your toothbrush. You might have to go, get at it for your toothbrush, right? You might have to go through it with that. Your toothpaste, your soap, the things that you need, even your commissary. You got to stand on business. And again, it's not going back now. There's no going back from it. So you're in a situation now where you're going to be seeing this, you're going to be seeing everything. It's a world of its own. And as I'm speaking to you right now, you have some young men and young women even to this day behind one mistake. They're like, please, can you get me out of here? I can't do this anymore. You're going to be seeing people your age group crashing out, even some old adults crashing out. Because they've been in there for 2, 3, 4 decades. They at their point where they can't take it no more. Like, this ain't it. That's all you hear to see every single day. You wake up, you see this. You go to sleep, you wake up, you see this. You go to sleep, you wake up, you see this. It's the same thing. Nothing changes. You might get shipped off to another camp, but now you're going through mental scars, right? You're going through emotional scars. You're going through battle scars, because now you got a bump. You got a bump. Somebody call you out, you got a bump. Because if you don't, now where you gonna fall on, predator or prey? See, that's too much work. But that's the consequences we make when we follow people. It's consequences we make when we throw ourselves out there. The choices, right? Some of them choices are hard to come back from. So your homeboys and your homegirls, well, system got better plans for them because they're gonna split y'all up. They're gonna move buddy over here. They're gonna move another buddy over here. They're gonna move another buddy over here, a sister over here. So now it's you. It's you. And in some cases, yeah, you might be having your buddy with you, but he was your buddy on the streets. Chances are he's not gonna be your buddy on the inside because he's looking after himself. So the game will switch up. Just because you know somebody from the streets ain't what it means when they're in the inside. Just keeping it real, right? So you go in there and keep in mind, right? Everybody knows what you did before you even walked through the door. Everybody knows what you did. So if you didn't did this and you didn't did that, it's already on TV. They pretty much got on point. So if you say you down for this set and you down for this set, you better make sure. Better make sure that's what you claim and you stick to what you claim. Because other than that, it's going to be a rough bed. And remember, based on the decision, you in there for 60, 70 plus years. So you might or might not make it, right? In the course of all of it. And the worst is the first week, first 2 or 3 weeks of it. Because that visitation come in. And you happy to see your people. But then there's different conditions with that too, right? Because now, you either have to see them on the screen like this, how we're interacting. You might have to see them through a glass. One person inside, one person near the glass. You might have to wind up saying, hey, how you doing? You may have to keep your distance. But you don't get that same comfort. It's not the same. And keep in mind, them 30 minutes of visitation, them 45 minutes that they're going to afford you, that goes by quick, fast, in a hurry. So when it's time to leave, and it's time to wave goodbye to your people, your spirit is going to yearn to go with them. Your being is going to yearn to go with them. Everything. You're going to say in your mind and your soul, please come back. Don't leave me here. Don't leave me here with these people, man. Don't leave me here. You're going to say that. But you can't show it. But you can feel it. Imagine you feel something, but you can't even show it within your face. Because now, guess what? You got somebody else that's trying to smell you out. You got somebody that's watching you and be like, hey, what kind of person this is? Because you want to be a gangster. Well, gangsters can't cry. You can't show any type of weakness. You can't show any type of, you can't show anything flawed about you. You got to stand on business. That's what you said you were. So now, you got to basically feel what you feel with no way of showing it. Now you got to go back with your head up high, knowing it's eating you apart, that you can't go with your family. That you can't celebrate the birthdays with them. That you can't be able to take trips with them. That cuts deep. That hits rough. I don't even know if she would allow me to say that on YouTube. So I got to be careful with my words. But it does something. It changes a person, right? And so what's going to happen is that over the years, you're going to get tired of the same thing. You're going to get tired of seeing the same people, seeing the same faces. You're going to see CEOs that's going to come and go. The whole world is going to be changing. And then for every decade, it seemed like you just get more and more young people that's going into the system. You like, hey man, how old are you? Buddy gonna say, hey, I'm 17 years old. I'm here for this, that, and that. You picking up grown man and grown woman charges, and you still a kid. Makes you think, man, that's crazy. And it seems like every single time where a lot of people ain't gonna tell you the ages get younger and younger and younger. To the point you gonna be looking down, that could be my daughter, man, that could be my son. It forces some of these inmates, no joke, to pick up the phone and really check in on their family. Because yeah, while they are inmates and they have done bad things to get themselves in that situation, it makes them go out here and say, hey son, hey daughter, how's everything doing in school? Da 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 da. Because they don't want to see their kids coming through there. They don't want to see their sons and their daughters committing to the same wrongs that they committed, because they know it's no playground in there. They know it ain't no playground. It's a war zone up in here. It's a battle. And that's what I'm here to tell y'all today. Like, it ain't what it's cracked out to be. Because you have nothing but time to think about, and sometimes you'll go as far as just sitting up here just staring off. Because in your mind basically trying to tell you so many words that it's over for me. Your mind is basically trying to tell you, man, I'm never getting out of here. Can you imagine the hope of never getting out of that spot? Knowing that the judge just struck that mallet, knowing that you have all this time. And let's say this for the sake of conversation, right? Let's say that some way, somehow, the laws do somewhat work in your favor later on down the road. When you and you're what? You're 70. Let's say 70. I'll put it right here. And let's say they have some type of elderly law. Now, I'm just throwing this out of creating a scenario for you. Even when you get out, can you expect now the life to be the same way? Because remember, mom ain't here no more. Dad ain't here no more. Sister and brother, they may or may not be here no more. So the world that you once knew back in the day is not the world that you're going to be living in today. Everything going to be changed. So you get out here, you're going to be like, how am I going to be able to survive out here? And when you 70, with no job experience, no license, no nothing, you basically living the dream of the past. That's it. Because the world has moved on without you. You go back to your old neighborhood and you start to see, you remember it being the projects, for example, the urban area. You remember everything being abandoned in the houses and this. You come back, you see nothing but high rises. You looking around like, man, where's everything? The block is not what it used to be, because now your homeboys or homegirls are not on the block anymore. The streets thing completely cleaned itself up. Law enforcement is cleaning up the streets. So again, those people ain't gonna be there. Those people ain't gonna be there no more. See? Everything has basically been anew. So you basically in quarter number 4 of your life trying to start over. And what economy? That's another thing. They're going to look at the charges, and we know how society is. Society is basically going to be like, well, you did this, and they're going to hold you to that. They're going to hold you to that. Even if you paid your dues, even if you did your time, they still going to hold you to that particular point in your life. Even when you was a kid, even when you was immature, even when you was going through a bind, they always going to hold that against your head. So how are you going to start over there? I even take one step further, right? I challenge you in the same way how you're in the box. The same way, what if you go ahead and utilize your talent? Let's say you could sing. Work at your craft and learn how to sing. If you can dance, I see TikTok people out here doing their dances and everything. Who cares what it looks like? Because it's positive. It's not getting you in trouble. If you want to go ahead and draw, If you want to be a makeup artist, and I'm speaking of the young boys or young men out here who want to do makeup. There's people who pay good money for being a makeup artist out here. Don't let people go in here and talk about, oh, that's this and that. Let them live in their insecurities, because when you in that box, them same people that's in their insecurities won't even send you a dime, won't even send you no bread, won't even give you no money, won't even throw a prayer for you. So do something that can maximize your potential, because perhaps, and I'm just thinking outside the box on this, perhaps all it takes is just a simple, small gift. All it takes is starting off small with the drawing, starting off small with the makeup artist, starting up small with the cleaning the cars or cleaning the boats or whatever you're doing. Something small can wind up taking that to a level where it can liberate you from the hood, liberate you from the projects, liberate you from the struggle. And now you're making it for yourself, see. Now you're making headway for you. Now you're utilizing your potential that's going to perhaps change the generational cycles, if that makes sense. But as long as we got the mindset that we got to be like this person, we got to be like that person, we don't know at the end of the day what their prison is going to look like, and we don't want to find out. And that's what I want to tell you. And I'm very blessed with my freedom, with my health, my safety, my freedom, everything that the Lord God has provided me with. I'm very blessed to be able to tell this to you today, to give you the encouragement. You don't have to be like everybody else. You don't have to wear the latest name brand tennis shoes or have the 20 girls in the back, or you got to have some dudes here, or you ain't got to have all that. Rock with yourself. Learn yourself. Learn the things that you want to do. You like science? Stick with the science. If you like history, there's a whole bunch of museums. The world is full of people who want to learn and explore. If you want to learn about the pyramids, if you want to learn about weather, the rocks and the moon, the solar system, I don't care what it is, as long as something positive. Positive. Because that positive is what's going to take you to the next level, where people are going to eventually be hiring you for interviews, or people are going to want to sit down with you and tap into your inner mind and know what you're thinking. Come on now. You're young. You got your life ahead of you, but don't ruin it trying to follow this crowd. Don't ruin it trying to look up to this artist. Don't ruin it by trying to basically be impatient for a little bit of coin. Because a little bit of coin could cost you a lifetime of grief, could cost you a lifetime of sadness, could cost you a lifetime of imprisonment. See? Nobody wants to change. And your people, the people who you're running away from, the people who you're rejecting, are going to be the very same people that's going to be visiting you, that's going to be sending you commissary, that's going to be there looking out for your best interest. Now, some people ain't going to be like that. Some people are like, hey, you made a mistake, you're going to have to lie in it. You made your bed, lie in it. But you'll find that it's going to be your people that's going to be your people. They're going to be there for you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for lending me your time. I appreciate you for allowing me to speak to you. I appreciate you for being, young and full of talent and something that you really want to do. I appreciate it when you can move forward in your life that's positive. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for giving me the time. I'm just a person right here in a moo talking to you. That's it. Ain't nothing special about myself. However, I would like to see one day, someday, that you could be able to make something that's going to change the world. I will hope to see that someday, one day, that you can basically make change and make breakthroughs. And you'll be able to say, I remember, this person with a moo saying, hey, I can do anything when I put my mind to it, and it's positive and this and that. I remember that. Because I want you to be to that point. I want you to be to the point where you'll finally been able to live off your dream. There's a big world out there that's waiting for you to discover it. Don't limit your potential. Don't limit your sights. Keep your sights up high. Keep your destination up high. Keep your path in front of you where you want to go. Yeah. And then you'll come back to this video, or then you'll look back and say, you know what? I see now. Things are starting to add up. Those people that you're rolling with, they'll eventually find their own way, but you'll continue to grow based on what you know. I appreciate y'all. All have nothing but love, respect over here. And parents, thank you for allowing me to share this message to your son, your daughter. Appreciate it. And I hope to see y'all next time. Take care.